Welcome to the HIA-LI Economic Development Summit. I'm Eliud Custodio with Turn One Studio, and I'm here with Rick Lewis, the CEO of the Suffolk Y JCC.
That's me. Good
Welcome.
morning. Thank
Or
you.
I should say I feel welcome.
No,
Thank you for
okay.
hosting this event.
It's our pleasure. It's a win-win. It's very, very good for the Suffolk Y and certainly great for the HIA.
Yeah. So how did you feel about the panel discussion?
It was a great discussion. It's just so exciting to hear about the great ways that New York State is coming through for Suffolk County.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really what I didn't add up the numbers, but that's what I walk away with, like hundreds of millions, if not billions of dollars to recreate and support Suffolk County, which is amazing, which in turn supports the Suffolk Y JCC.
Yeah. I mean, it's scary sometimes to hear from a dollar perspective and a quantity of project perspective how much it takes to kind of keep Long Island alive.
Right.
But it's also impressive to hear what we've been able to accomplish and what's on the horizon.
Right. What I could tell you as running the Suffolk Y JCC is on a 20-acre campus. What I could
This is
tell
20
you
acres.
is I understand those numbers
Yeah,
because everything that we do are multiple zeros.
right.
And
Everything's on a
that's
bigger scale.
really it's what's makes it so difficult to run a not-for-profit
Sure.
in today's world. Yeah.
Did you hear anything that would specifically affect you guys here for the good or bad?
You know, for the very, very positive, the more we support and grow and expand our downtowns,
Okay.
the better it is for the Suffolk Y because we need people. We need people to be able to afford to buy homes. We need people to be able to afford to live here so they can work here.
Right.
You know, and it's a vicious cycle of if people keep running away from Suffolk because they can't afford the taxes or the food or the gas or
Yeah.
you know, they're afraid of not having sewers, you know, we suffer in the end. You know, one of the most distressing things, which I hadn't heard before this morning, was when the town of Huntington supervisor said that all the school districts in Huntington are on the decline in students.
Right. That was
I
very
hadn't
interesting.
heard that. I was very, very surprised. And it might not be my problem today, but it's
Yeah.
going to be my problem down the road. And it screams, you know, there aren't young families moving into Huntington.
Right.
And I need to figure out why.
Interesting. So
Yeah.
you had mentioned sewers a moment ago, and
Yeah.
that's a hot topic for a lot of these folks.
Right.
Are you on a sewer here?
We're not.
You're not.
We're not.
Do you know if that's the plan, and would you want that?
I honestly have no idea.
Okay.
I would want it
Okay.
because I know how much it costs me to take care of my aging cesspools.
I can imagine.
And it just adds to the yearly maintenance. And at some point, we're throwing good money after bad because we're repairing things that are way past their useful life.
Okay.
But you know, again, it's the struggle of the not-for-profit world.
Sure.
But, you know, through it all, our numbers are up. Our parking lot is full. You saw that this morning, I'm
Yeah.
sure,
Oh,
when
you
you
guys
tried
are
to
always
park.
full here. Yeah.
A lot of people come in and out of the building. You know, we still serve 55 or 60,000 people a year.
It's incredible.
You know, but it's not their membership that makes it work for us.
And if I heard Jill correctly, you guys serve the seniors meals daily?
Yeah.
I
Every
did not
day,
know that.
seniors can come into that room right over there, room 8, the cafeteria, and get free lunch.
Love it.
Yeah, and in some cases, you know, we'll send them home with a meal for dinner.
Yeah. So if there's one thing that you would love these politicians to institute that would help this facility, what would that be?
Oh, how do I boil it all down to one thing?
You can share more than
Right,
one.
you know, look, it's unfortunate that there aren't more services provided for seniors. Transportation is provided. It's very, very difficult for a senior to access to get here. My first thing comes really to transportation
Okay.
because we can't social isolation for a senior, for anybody, but for a senior sitting there home all day long doing nothing but watch TV
Yeah.
is a death threat.
Oh, for sure.
We need to get them out of their homes and get them here. We have so many things for them to do here. Food, we just talked about.
Yeah.
Mahjong, swim, exercise, conversation.
Yeah.
But some of them just can't take advantage of the free services because they're too far, so they have to walk to the bus stop. They can't get in the bus. The buses run, again, it's a big system. I'm not trying to knock anybody.
Right.
They don't run on time.
I'm glad I
It's
asked
a
you that
big
question because
challenge.
that's an excellent answer you gave.
Yeah.
It's an excellent answer to me because everyone's always talking about the challenge of keeping the youth on Long Island.
Mm-hmm.
I don't hear the conversation of the older folks
Yeah.
nearly as much.
And the older folks are staying.
Yeah.
We need to take care of them.
Yeah, for
You
sure.
know, and on the other side of it is I would love for them to have a healthy place to move to so younger people could come to live in their homes, but it's not happening. So as long as they're here, we need to take care of them. And to hear that they sit in their homes, either because they don't get along with their children or because their
Oh.
children are in another country. You know, sometimes they have children around the corner that just don't care.
Right.
Sometimes they have children that live in California and just can't. But we're here for them. But I can't go get them
You're right.
You know, we do have programs where we send social workers into their homes, but that's not enough to keep somebody healthy and active
Right.
and their mind working.
Well, this was a HIA-LI organized event, and I know that you guys are very involved with them. Is there something that the members of the HIA can do to help specifically with the older folks and getting them out of the house and engaged?
I'm struggling with an answer to that, but
And that may be a weird question,
no,
but
I
you
mean,
struck a chord when you
I
mentioned that as a
love,
concern.
I love the question, and the reality is that if our elected officials could just set aside more money to provide services, either for the agency, the Suffolk Y JCC, or other, health and human services organizations on Long Island,
Right.
set aside some money to help us provide these services, that would be great.
You could take on that challenge if they could
We
just
would
provide
love to
some
take on that
funding.
challenge. I could, if I had the funding, I could buy a bus, I could hire a driver, and I could send more people to pick up people.
Yeah,
I could do that. We own a few buses. Unfortunately, they're all aging buses, so
sure.
we're investing a lot of money in keeping them on the road. Finding drivers today is extremely, extremely hard, competing with bus companies, etc.
I see.
So our salaries aren't, up to par where they need to be.
Right.
I hate to say it, and I probably said it to you last time we spoke. It all comes down to money.
Right.
But if everybody in that theater this morning, let's say there were 350 people there, became a member of the JCC, it would make a world of difference to people in this community. I don't care if you never come, you're my favorite member. Just pay every month. It comes down to donations, it really does.
Right.
The elected officials can help, but they only have so much in their coffers.
Sure.
You know,
Yes.
it's understandable.
I
But,
think
we meet with them, I meet with them, I talk to them, they know we're here, they do the best they can.
I think that's a great takeaway.
Yeah.
Thank you again for hosting this event and sitting
Okay.
down with us.
My pleasure.
Always a pleasure
Look
to speak
forward
with
to
you.
next time.